specialized logistics, medical infrastructure, environmental solutions. These are just some of the critical services offered by Ecolog, a global leader in integrated services.
We live in a world full of challenges, but with plenty of opportunities.
Today, I'm joined by Juan Chaparro, Executive Chairman of Ecolog, to find out how they're developing rapid response solutions for some of the world's toughest environments. Good morning, Juan, and welcome to beautiful Davos. It's wonderful to have you here joining us today.
Good morning, Olivia. Thank you very much. It's an honor.
Now, Ecolog, it almost seems like the company is everywhere, doing everything all at once. Walk us through what it means to be in the business of integrated services.
Ecolog is a global leader in integrated services, committed to create living conditions where they do not exist or where they have been destroyed. Over the past 2 decades, we achieved the permanent growth by combining expertise, innovation, and relentless focus on empowering local communities. Look, with operations in more than 50 countries, which is around 200 locations, as of today, in the history of our company, we have successfully delivered more than 1,200 projects worldwide. The success of the last 20 years, it's based on an interrupted exercise, uninterrupted growth. I would say a workforce deeply rooted on the local communities and a permanent design and redesign of creative, innovative solutions to address the unprecedented challenges.
So can you share some concrete examples of where we could see Ecolog in action?
Let me give you a couple of them. Greatest examples. Recent past, COVID-19 pandemic. We swiftly mobilized to deliver millions and millions of tests and vaccination during the lockdown, mobilizing hundreds of doctors and thousands of nurses to make sure that we support Europe and fight against the pandemic. Let me also give you another example. The earthquake in Turkey. Day 2, our teams of rapid response on the ground, enabling life in a devastated zone for thousands of people for 18 months, providing the food, the housing, the infrastructure, the supply chain, the healthcare, and anything needed to make them in a decent life. So this allowed us, to enable life to thrive in any challenging circumstance, and as a consequence, we become a trusted partner for larger scale, mission critical operations globally for governments, large international organizations, or international companies.
Now, you are providing services to, as you mentioned, some of the most remote and challenging regions. We're talking about war zones, disaster areas, refugee zones. What do you really have to consider when dealing with such complex environments?
Well, first, it's the circumstances, exactly what has provoked that situation, customer request, which is because we have to tailor to the unique demand of every customer. Either it's a government, either it's a large international organization, or an international company, the first is to meet the demand of the customer. On top of that is understanding deeply the cultural and the community we're going to jump in, and we are going to go in, because 90% of our workforce is recruited locally to empower actually the local communities and the infrastructure needed to do what we call it the mobilization.
As you've mentioned, Ecolog is active in over 50 countries and about 200 locations. How essential is it really to have this global footprint?
It's not our strategy. We have to be wherever the unrest or the natural disasters or the humanitarian efforts are needed. So we have to look from the other way around. We need to be ready to act everywhere anywhere. And actually, I would say Ecolog delivers excellence every day, everywhere.
I mean, geography is one thing. You're also managing large, complex operations across diverse industries, just to name a few: healthcare, defense, mining. How do you navigate that?
Well, we are highly specialized by sectors, by verticals, how we call them. But at the end, we are specialized by our, let me say there are two areas here. One is the capacity to design, engineer, and construct infrastructures and deliver turnkey solutions. When we deliver a turnkey solution, then we offer, within that support, the food, the healthcare, the infrastructure management, or specialized logistics end to end.
It seems that Ecolog's success really boils down to its workforce. So just talk to us. How do the leadership teams, down to the people who are working on the ground, really all work together to deliver these services in times of crises?
People is our greatest asset. People sits at the heart of everything we do here. We are a group of people that works for people in need in any shape or form. 90% of our workforce is recruited locally, not to ensure just the essential services, but also with the ambition to create value chain in the communities where we work. Let me give you an example. In Mali, we partner driver that owned a truck at that time. Today, 10 years later, that gentleman owns a fleet of 30 trucks and runs his own international transport company. From the leadership to the on-the-ground team's perspective, we are united by a shared vision, which is enabling life in the most challenging environments. Our teams brings unmatched expertise, passion, dedication, commitment to every project, to a point where we can do on spot incredible things like setting a critical supply chain route in the war of Sudan, achieving the highest standards when we have to deal with emergency crisis with our rapid response unit, or lasting, I would say, impacts in devastated areas. So for our teams and for Ecolog, failure is not an option.
At the end of the day, we all want things to be more reliable, more efficient, and to work faster. So how is Ecolog leveraging technologies like AI to improve the work that they do?
Technology and innovation sits at the center of everything we do. Our capacity to design and adapt technology, it has to be part of our business as usual. We have embraced the AI-powered logistic systems. We had the capacity, if needed, to deliver drones with for medicaments, for medicines, or have the capacity to create digital healthcare platforms. So for us to get a better service, a faster service, to be more efficient, and to be more sustainable, technology is the driver. Let me give you an example. By using the technologies available, today at Ecolog, we have the possibility to create what we call it our mobile and digital primary health care platform. With that platform, we can achieve to provide remote consultation for a doctor with on-site blood testing and examination in 12 minutes, anywhere in the world. This is, or almost anywhere in the world, let me say, due to the satellites, thanks. This is a way to democratize healthcare.
That seems incredible. You've been with the company now for over 2 years. Just talk to us. What has really surprised you since joining a company like Ecolog?
The human factor, the priceless reward of everything we do impacts someone that we never know, we will never meet, but every day when we set up a camp a week earlier for thousands of people in a natural disaster, we save kids, we save elderly people, we get the comfort to the families. So the human factor here most probably is what keep us awake and attention 24/7.
Juan, well, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing the story behind Ecolog. It was a pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Every year, Ecolog delivers critical aid and support to millions of people by working closely with businesses, governments, and NGOs. But they point out their mission goes beyond providing services. Through their work, Ecolog also aims to empower and create long-term change in the communities they serve.